Now, of course, you'd know that an animation is when you put a whole bunch of frames together to create the illusion of movement. But do you know what an animatic is? Is the real question. So, an animatic is basically the point um, right before an animation is finished being made. Like in an animatic, you have the main frames um, that would be used for the animation, but the animation itself isn't complete yet in the sense that um, it doesn't look smooth enough to be truly called an animation. Like, for example, if something is 3 frames per second or 6 frames per second, that would not be considered an animation. That would be an animatic. An animation, at the least, would have around 15 frames or 12 frames per second, at the least. Usually, for an animation to be smooth, it would have to have around 30 or 60 frames per second. So, in other words, Super Zebra's Force Episode 1 was an animatic rather than an actual animation. Usually, when an animation ends up looking very smooth and good, it's because it's worked on by multiple people. So there would be one group of people working on the main frames for the animation, and then there would be people working under those people who do keyframes, which are in between frames to make the animation look smoother. And the thing about Super Zebra's Force is that I'm the only guy who's working on it, you know? I don't have any people to do any keyframes or in-betweening or anything like that. So when I'm trying to do animations, it usually takes a while before I make an actual animation out of the things I'm making. So if I re-release episode 1 of Super Zebra's Force anytime in the future on my YouTube channel, it's most likely because I want it to be an actual animated version rather than just an animatic. So if you see that again, don't get upset about it. Just understand that it's because I'm trying to make things a little better.